Welcome to Baxter Bell Yoga. I'm Baxter Bell. I'm here at the Oakland Yoga Studio today. Please come check out the studio the next time you're in town. And don't forget, you can order my t-shirts and the book Yoga for Healthy Aging that I co-authored with Nina Zolotov from my website, which is listed on your screen right now. Today I'm excited to share with you a wonderful releasing technique for the wrists that I was first exposed to in helping Timothy McCall with his book Yoga as Medicine. In the chapter on wrist issues, a chiropractor from the East Coast, Tom Alden, who I had the good pleasure of meeting before, shared with us all that technique that he calls the typist wrist flossing technique. I just call it wrist flossing these days. And it's a great technique for not only folks that are on computers a lot or holding the steering wheel a lot, but anyone doing a lot of repetitive action with the arms, even people doing really physically demanding work with the hands and arms can benefit from this. I've had some rock climbers find this very helpful. So there's a lot of folks that can benefit from this releasing technique for the wrists. So let's go ahead and do stage one, which is the wrist kind of neutral. So we're going to interlace the fingers, squeeze the fingers, and then bring the forearms and the hands even with one another just a couple of inches away from your chest. As you squeeze the fingers, pull the elbows away from one another so you get some nice stretching through the wrist joints on the right and left side. And then from here, the starting position, you're going to take that right arm and lift it up as you take the left arm and bend it down. So you notice that I'm bending at the wrist joint, not mid-hand. I'm going right to the wrist joint. And I'm emphasizing the upward lift of my right hand and letting the bottom wrist kind of passively receive that nice extension across the wrist joint. As you do that, I usually just keep a nice count on the breath, and I like to stay here for about a minute on this side. We may not quite get to a minute, but on your own you might count about 12 to 16 breaths before switching. So I'm still squeezing the fingers, and I'm pulling upward on that lifted high wrist. Notice my shoulders are relaxed. And then go ahead and swing around and take it to the other side. So we're going to go ahead and pull upward and downward, mostly upward on the left side, shoulders relaxed, bending at the wrist joint, not at the mid-hand, so kind of getting the wrist joints to take that action, and keeping a squeeze on the fingers so that we can transmit the action through the carpal bones, the 8 small bones in each wrist. And then after you've done this side for about a minute or so, you're going to keep the tension on the fingers and then go side to side. So I'm pulling the whole time I'm shifting from right wrist to left wrist being on top. So my wrists are relatively neutral here. This would be the same position they'd be if my hands were facing a keyboard, for instance. So I'm just going side to side like that. Good. And then when you're done with that, just go ahead and release and twinkle the fingers. Shake the hands out. Ooh, yeah. Good. And then just let the hands relax for a moment. So that completes the wrist flossing sequence. You may have had a chance to do version 1 previously, and then version 2, and finally version 3. Whichever one you're working on today, I hope you enjoyed that. You can put them together to create one continuous practice that lasts about 7 or 8 minutes. So it does take a little while to do all of them because you're holding for a minute in each direction before then going back and forth a little bit, right? So that's going to take a little bit of time if you put it all together. I hope you enjoyed that. I found it very useful personally, and I've shared it with lots of students over the years, and they've also reported back that it's been very helpful for just generally creating more mobility and freedom in the wrists, forearms, and elbows. You can follow me on my website, baxterbell.com. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page and my YouTube channel of the name Baxter Bell Yoga. I have longer practices on the practice channel at the website yogayouonline.com, so make sure to check that out. And also, I thank you so much for being here today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Namaste.